Hello, welcome to a special meeting of the Lewiston City Council. We're going to kick things off with the Pledge of Allegiance, and Madam Clerk, if you will lead us.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the first meeting that we're having since last Wednesday night, and I just wanted to offer my sympathies to the victims and their families. We are here to discuss Community Resilience Center and funding. Madam Clerk, I believe we're ready to begin.
Sure. Item number 1, to authorize and approve the city administrator to apply for, accept, and appropriate local, state, and federal grant funding available to the city and/or our community for the October 25th mass shooting incident, and if needed, serve as the fiscal agent for such funding. Requested action: to authorize and approve the city administrator to apply for, accept, and appropriate local, state, and federal grant funding available to the city and/or community for the October 25th mass shooting incident, and if needed, serve as the fiscal agent for such funding.
May I have a motion, please? Councilor McCarthy, second by Councilor LaChapelle. Administrator Hunter, if you can kick us off.
Certainly, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for scheduling this special meeting. There have been various funding sources that have timing mechanisms associated, so this could not wait to our next regular meeting. The community and the resources available to those victims in the community as far as counseling, funding, and so forth is now pivoting and transitioning from an emergency response to more of a longer-term response. And at your place setting, I left some information on a community resiliency center that we are in the process of converting to. We're hoping that it will be up and running by the end of this week. Community Concepts has been very gracious in stepping forward as a nonprofit to do this. And we're hoping there are other grant funds available to cover overtime, to cover our nonprofit services, particularly Tri-County Mental Health. Catherine Ryder's organization has been instrumental in every step of the way on the emergency response, therapy dogs, and so forth. So I want to see what funding is available for those agencies that have incurred. We all know these are very tight budgets. So anything that we can get a hold of at this point and get it out, not only to our community members and partners, but also for this Resiliency Center. With the Resiliency Center, it's pretty much a non-competitive grant that can stand immediately upwards to 27 months. So it's long-term. It's based upon victims, witnesses, and the community's needs, not only immediate as we transition, but to get through the holiday season, to get through 6 months, depending on what their grieving pattern is. And there's going to be a soft handoff from the victim center that the FBI was running at the Armory to this Community Resiliency Center. Part of that process, even though it's a non-competitive grant, is extremely slow at reimbursing. It can take upwards to a year to 18 months to get reimbursed. None of our nonprofits have that kind of cash flow to front that. That's where the city, serving as the fiscal agent, can assist with that process. So that's the crux of the order before you. I'd be happy to address any specific questions you may have.
Administrator Hunter, you touched on this, but the Armory has been in place by the FBI for counseling for victims and their families. And then we had the Ramada that was available for community members, correct?
That's correct.
And this new Community Resilience Center will, kind of combine both of those.
Correct.
Moving forward.
Correct.
Okay. So not only victims and their families, but affected community members could go and take up services as well.
It is restricted to this incident, though. I must be clear about that. So they need counseling, from a helicopter sirens standpoint, helping with their children, those types of services, but is particularly related to this incident.
Thank you. Comments from the council? Councillor Scott.
Thank you. Where is it going to be located again? I'm sorry.
184 Main Street at the
Okay.
former PEX building and the LL Bean Call Center. So we are taking up the second floor. The catwalk from the Chapel Street parking garage goes right into that.
Okay. And is this going to be available for our law enforcement and first responders as well?
Anybody that wants to
Okay,
take
perfect.
part regarding this
Thank you.
incident.
Heading to public comment. And we're back. Further comments from the council? Anything further, Administrator Hunter?
No, thank you.
Madam Clerk, please call the vote.
Counselor from Ward 1,
Yes.
Ward 2,
Yes.
Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4,
Yes.
Ward 5. Yes. Ward 6,
Yes.
Ward 7.
Yes.
Motion passed by a vote of 7 to 0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Do we, and thank you, all of you, do we need a motion to adjourn?
Yes, please.
Motion to adjourn. We have a Councillor LaChapelle, second by Councillor McCarthy. Madam Clerk, please call the vote.
Counselor from Ward 1,
Yes.
Ward 2,
Yes.
Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4,
Yes.
Ward 5, Ward 6,
Yes.
and Ward 7.
Yes.
Motion passed by a vote of 7 to 0.
Good morning, Lewiston, and thank you, and we'll see you at the football game.